Joe Biden's nominee for the Supreme Court has gone through a rigorous confirmation process, drawing headlines nationwide. But who is Ketanji Brown Jackson really? From her background in the judicial system to her surprising link with Matt Damon, here's everything you need to know. Ketanji Brown Jackson is currently on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit, awaiting confirmation of a deeply sought-after Supreme Court justice nomination.
My nominee for the United States Supreme Court is Judge Ketanji Jackson.
As explained on the Supreme Court's blog, Jackson was born in Washington, D.C. on September 14, 1970, but moved to Florida with her parents as a little girl. Her parents were both graduates of historically black colleges and universities, and they began their careers as school teachers. Her parents also instilled in her an understanding of her black heritage. According to a 2021 profile of Jackson in the Washington Post, Jackson's name, Ketanji Anyika, is purposely African, and she was also sometimes dressed in traditional African clothing. Jackson said in a speech for Columbia Law School's Empowering Women of Color Gala in 2021, "My parents set out to teach me that, unlike the many impenetrable barriers that they had to face, my path was clear, such that if I worked hard and believed in myself, I could do anything or be anything I wanted to be." The future Judge Jackson went to Miami Palmetto Senior High School, which counts other notable alumni, including Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy. While in school, she reportedly became student body president and a debater few could beat. She explained to the Washington Post that while her peers were off attending parties, she could usually be found keeping to herself, writing and rehearsing her speeches for her debate classes. While Jackson has said her interests in law began by watching her father study law as a child, she said in her senior yearbook that she dreamed of one day nabbing a judicial appointment. Jackson was ambitious and told her high school guidance counselor that she wanted to apply to Harvard. When her counselor told her she shouldn't aim so high and should consider applying to other schools instead, she applied to Harvard anyway and got in. While at Harvard, Jackson braved the cold weather and participated in the performing arts, including an improvisation troupe. She even reportedly took a drama class with a young Matt Damon.
Beautiful. She's smart. She's fun.
Before graduating in 1992, she met her boyfriend, pre-med student Patrick G. Jackson from Boston. He was a sixth-generation Harvard grad, a stark contrast to her being the second generation in her family to graduate from college. The two grew close and got married in 1996. They now have two daughters together, named Talia and Layla. While Jackson had fallen in love and soon graduated magna cum laude, her time at Harvard wasn't all roses and butterflies. According to the Washington Post, one of her peers chose to display a Confederate flag outside of a dorm window, prompting protests in which Jackson was involved. She later claimed that the goal of the flag display was to target black students, with the goal being, quote, "for us to be so distracted that we failed our classes and thereby reinforced the stereotype that we couldn't cut it at a place like Harvard." After graduation, Jackson became a reporter for Time magazine. After that, she attended Harvard Law School, graduating in 1996. She then completed several clerkships. Jackson served as clerk to U.S. District Judge Patty Saris in Massachusetts from 1996 to 1997, going on to another clerkship from 1997 to 1998 under Judge Bruce Sala. Jackson then joined one of the top law firms in the country, Miller Cassidy LaRocca and Lewin, for 1 year. She then worked through her last clerkship, now at the Supreme Court with Justice Stephen Breyer from 1999 to 2000. While completing her clerkship at the Supreme Court, she witnessed several big cases, including Stenberg v. Carhart, which found a Nebraska law banning what they deemed partial birth abortions to be unconstitutional. By the early 2000s, Jackson was a law firm associate and had clients like the League of Women Voters and NARAL Pro-Choice America. Leaving the firm to work in the U.S. Sentencing Commission to work towards the goal of more equality in federal sentencing, she then became an assistant federal public defender in 2005. Representing people who could otherwise not hire a lawyer, she has said she was struck by her clients' lack of understanding of the law and took extra care to explain the facts to those she represented. If appointed to the Supreme Court, Jackson would become the first federal public defender to serve in the position. In 2010, President Barack Obama took note of Ketanji Brown Jackson's legal prowess, nominating her as vice chair of the Sentencing Commission, where she worked to bring down harsh sentences and ensure fairness in legal proceedings. By 2012, President Obama nominated Jackson to serve as U.S. District Judge in Washington, D.C. She did so until 2020 and ruled on several high-profile cases. For one, she ruled in 2019's Committee on the Judiciary v. McGahn that Don McGahn, former White House counsel under President Donald Trump, would have to testify to lend information to the House Judiciary Committee's investigation into Russia's alleged involvement in the 2016 election. Elaborating on her ruling, Jackson wrote, "The primary takeaway from the past 250 years of recorded American history is that presidents are not kings." She further said that the White House and its employees work for the people of the United States and reminded that elected presidents take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution. By 2021, Jackson was officially nominated to serve as a judge on the D.C. Circuit by President Biden, following former D.C. Circuit Judge Merrick Garland's nomination for Attorney General. While she was reportedly contacted about the nomination in January 2021, she was confirmed in April. A letter signed by 23 lawyers who have clerked with Jackson referenced the attorney's, quote, "great respect for her legal abilities, her work ethic, and her ability to work with colleagues of both like and differing views." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about the latest hot topics are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.